Welcome back to Serenity. My name is Sarah and I talk all about tea here. For the first time ever, I am going to do teas I drink in a week. I'm working from home for the next little while, so I thought this was kind of the perfect opportunity to give this video a try. I'll just hop on for short little snippets and tell you what I'm drinking. My first tea of the day is Candy Cane Crush by David's Tea. I typically start with a caffeinated tea in the morning, and I'm just feeling something smooth and minty. And this tea is so fun. You can see it's got a whole bunch of sprinkles and white chocolate, and it just smells like a candy cane. It even has little candy cane bits in it. It's just delicious. I use one perfect spoon. I already have this in my mug, but I have Campbell's Gold Peppermint Honey in here as well for some added sweetness and a little bit more boost to the peppermint flavor. And my water. I heated up my Breville to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't like to go to a full rolling boil because it takes too long for me to be able to drink it. So I'm gonna get this tea steeping. I like to steep this one for about 5 minutes because I really want all the chocolate to infuse in it. We'll let that sit for a minute. I've got my 2022 planner here where I'm gonna log all my teas. All right, tea is steeped up. It smells ready. All the chocolate's melted out of here. I wish I could show you, but I can't because I'll spill it all over myself. This tea is very opaque. You can't see through it because of the white chocolate that has melted all through the tea. And it smells so good though. This tea never disappoints. It's very soothing, pepperminty, but also creamy and almost like desserty. Always enjoy this one. Well, I've got to get back to work. I'm going to be taking over a brand new project today from one of the other project managers. Apparently it's a nightmare project though, so I'm a little bit scared because I'm only 6 weeks into my brand new job. Hopefully everything goes okay. Wish me luck. I'll see you when I come back from my matcha shot in a couple hours. Bye. I am back for my matcha shot. I'm actually going to continue through David's Tea's 24 Days of Matcha 2020 edition. I didn't finish all the tea in this because it's basically made for 2 servings. So I'm just gonna start with day number 1. That was pumpkin pie matcha. That sounds kind of fun. I do things a little boring. I use the same mug all day long. I'm gonna do 2 matcha spoons of the flavored kind and then like half a matcha spoon of Grand Cru. I think next time I do this, I'm gonna set up with a table in front of me because this is a lot more difficult than I anticipated. I've heated my water up to green tea temperature and I'm gonna use my frother. I left my mini matcha maker at the farm. I got my sister a mini matcha maker for Christmas. She really liked it. There we go, nice and frothy. This one would actually probably be really nice as a latte. I try not to drink too much milk. Sometimes it randomly makes me swell up, which is a little disturbing. I really like my automatic frother. It makes life so much easier. That was a gift from Laura, so thank you, Laura. I think my cousin Emily just bought one as well. I've been trying to get Emily to film a tea video with me for a while. You'll see in one of my upcoming videos, my brother bought me this really fancy see-through mug with like a blue butterfly on it, and my cousin Emily loved it and she went and bought a red version. So I'm like, Emily, we gotta film tea reviews in these fancy mugs. Okay, that was pretty good. This is slightly spicy. Is there cinnamon in pumpkin pie? I actually don't eat pumpkin pie, so I don't know. All right, all done. I'm gonna go get this rinsed out and decide what I want for my lunchtime tea. See you in a while. All right, I'm back for my post-lunch tea. I'm suddenly not feeling super well. Maybe drinking that matcha on an empty stomach before I ate was not the right call because I am very queasy all of a sudden. I don't know what's going on. This happens to me here and there though, so it's not a huge surprise. I probably should have waited to have my matcha until after I ate lunch. That might have been the problem. I don't know. I have a very sensitive stomach. So instead of one of my fun loose leaf teas, I'm gonna go with something that usually settles my stomach, and that's Tetley's Ginger Mint Tea, or Soothe. I don't actually know. I think the name is Soothe Ginger Mint with lemongrass. It's one of my favorite teas. If you watched my top 10 most reached for teas of 2021, this was the honorable mention that was not a David's tea because I drink it so often. Just grab my trusty mug for today. Oof, hope I feel better. I set this water to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm just gonna do half a mug. Hopefully leave some room for when I feel a little bit better so that I can come back for my final herbal tea of the day. Oh man, this one is just so wonderful. It steeps really fast too, and I leave the tea bag in. It just gets stronger and stronger. Hot but soothing. For my lunch, I had some frozen chicken pot pie. I'm trying to eat through all of my frozen meals. I have so many. I even still have some soups that my mom made for me. That's gonna be hard to eat those. When I was working my last job, my hands would hurt so bad by the end of the day, I often couldn't make dinner. So what I would do is on weekends, I'd make a gigantic meal and then I would freeze a whole bunch of lunch-sized portions. And I did that quite a few times, so I had variety and I just wasn't eating the same thing over and over. I should go get back to work now, just finishing up my lunch. If I don't feel well enough to have another tea, then I will see you tomorrow. It is Tuesday today. We're on day number 2 of teas I drink in a week. I'm going to use my White Perfect mug for today. I found this mug on my last thrifting day that I ever did with my mom, and I actually didn't buy it. I left it there. After everything happened, I went back a month later and it was still there, so I grabbed it. My first tea of the day is going to be Gratefully Yours, a white tea by David's Tea. If you watched my top 10 videos of 2021, this tea was in it. So far, I'm not really stepping outside of my comfort zone this year. I love this tea though. Smells like grapes. It steeps up kind of a maroony, reddy purple color from the butterfly pea flower. I did white tea temperature in my Breville. After my Tetley tea yesterday, I couldn't drink anymore. My stomach was just so mad. It even woke me up at 1 o'clock in the morning and I was awake like all night. So I'm feeling a little groggy today. All right, tea is steeped up here. Good thing I have my coaster down because I just spilt on my rooster bench. I should have used a see-through mug. This tea is just so pretty. I don't know, I was feeling this perfect mug today for whatever reason. Delicious. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, I put a tiny scoop of Campbell's Gold Spring Wildflower Creamed Honey in this tea. This is my favorite one to go with it, and I'm almost out. They gifted me in some regular wildflower honey. I wonder if I add it to this, if it will crystallize as well. I've heard that's how you make creamed honey, is you just add plain honey into crystallized honey and it spreads. Well, I gotta go back to work. I'm learning how to do shipping overseas right now. Very exciting and a little bit daunting. Wish me luck. All right, I'm back from my matcha shot and then my next tea. My stomach seems to be mellowing out, so hopefully this doesn't enrage it again. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna just continue through my leftover 24 days of matcha. Let's do day 2. No, let's not do day 2. Matcha matsu. I don't feel like a plain matcha. Day 3, berries and cream. Yeah, we'll go for that one. Berries and cream is nice and sweet. Smells good. And then I will add in some Grand Cru to give me an extra energy boost. I'll use about half a matcha perfect spoon. I don't want to make it too grassy. It is an acquired taste after all. Just enough for a shot. Let's see if this gives me the much needed energy that I really need after not sleeping last night. Very sweet. I think I have the right ratio of straight matcha now. So today's going pretty well. We got a random snowstorm this morning, which was really strange because there was blue sky in the background. But luckily I didn't have to drive. My goodness, my dad couldn't leave the farm because there was sheer ice going up this little hill on the road. And there was a lineup of like 5 dump trucks. They were blocking the road so he couldn't escape. Good sweet matcha. I'm gonna go rinse my cup and then I'll get my next tea steeping here. Because it snowed today, I decided to be cliche for my next cup of tea and go for let it snow. So I'm gonna use some Campbell's Gold Vanilla Honey to sweeten this one. I don't use much, just a bit. I don't have the same sweet tooth that I used to have, so just a little bit of honey is totally sufficient for me these days. Let it snow, Noggy by nature. Smells kind of spicy, kind of creamy. It's a green tea base. It's early enough in the day where I can still have caffeine and it won't keep me up. I don't know what has been with me these last 2 nights. Green tea temperature water. And we will let this steep for a few minutes here. Feels weird being back at my house. I've got to say it's very, very, very dusty in here. I have not been doing cleaning. I really need to. It's hard because my mom used to come over and do like these big cleaning afternoons with me. I go to the farm a lot and help, so I think it was her way of helping me when I was working so much. What I would often do is I would start work at like 6 a.m. or before, and then that way I had the whole afternoon with her. So she would arrive like around 2 and we would spend the afternoon doing a really quick, thorough clean, which we were just machines when we were working together. And then we would spend the whole evening sipping a fancy wine and binge watching a show. It's been really lonely. Weird to think I'm not gonna ever have that again. It's really hard to get motivated now without that kind of, it was almost like a reward. No, there's no reward, there's just cleaning, which I haven't done, so maybe I'll just hire a cleaner. All right, let's see. Smells nice. Apparently this tea is kind of like eggnog. I've never drank eggnog, so I cannot verify if it lives true to that, but I like it. It's a nice, really light tea. I won't go too into detail about my opinions on teas for this because I want to save those for real reviews that I promise I'll do someday. Okay, I'm gonna go back to work, but I will see you for my final tea of the day. I'm back with my final tea of the day for Tuesday. Oh. I'm not back with it. I didn't bring it with me. And I decided to stick with the Christmassy theme and go with white cranberry bark. I have to do an herbal in the afternoon. As I've said, I don't want to be awake all night. And this one just felt right. Very, very sweet smelling. So I'm gonna get this steeping right away because they call for 5+ minutes. Oh my goodness, lots of fun dried fruit and sugar crystals, and there's even a little star sprinkle. So cute. All right. And of course I use Campbell's Gold vanilla honey. I just wanted to make it a little bit more creamy and sweet, and the vanilla does that very well. All right, I'm gonna let this steep for a while and I will come back for my first sip shortly. Okay, that was more like a steep time of 20 minutes. Thankfully, you can't oversteep an herbal or a fruit infusion. They just get better with time. Well, some of them. Smells delicious. And tastes delicious. This is my last tea of the day before I move on to alcohol. I'm just about done my work day. I'm really looking forward to tonight. I just bought Fallout 76 on a 75% off sale, and my cousins and I are gonna play tonight. I'm gonna light candles, I'll have my nerdy headset on, and I will probably talk in a silly voice. That's a nice closer for the day. Nice and fruity, a little bit tart, also creamy. It's nice. I'll be back tomorrow morning for day number 3 of teas I drink in a week. Well, in a work week. I'm not going to continue this over the weekend. So I'll see you in the morning. Bye for now. Well, it is now day number 3, and I'm going to start my Wednesday off with David's Tea's Santa's Secret. I'm working on editing my top 10 favorite teas of 2021 right now, and this was in it. So you're going to see that before you see this, so no spoiler. I love this tea. It's minty, but it's got a really strong vanilla base, and then it's got the cute little candy cane sprinkles. I'm gonna get this steeping up right away. Calls for 4 to 7 minutes. I set my tea to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. In the cup already, I have some, and this will come as no surprise, Campbell's Gold Vanilla Honey. Just enhance that delicious vanilla in this tea. I decided to go for my new black mug. Well, it's not new anymore. I unboxed it in the summer. I think I just released that video a few weeks ago. It's been really, really, really tough to edit those videos. I'm working my way through them though because I don't want to lose that content. It was a happy time in my life, and I want to be able to kind of look back on that eventually and remember what was happening, because each video I watched, I remember where my mom was and what she was doing. She often would walk around and help me choose my filming locations, so that was really special. This spoon here is the David's Tea Perfect Spoon in black. My mom actually bought this and I stole it from her about a year ago. I think she was a little bit annoyed. I replaced it with a plain one. It's starting to scuff a little bit, unfortunately. Their paint doesn't stick very well. I don't know why. It should. Yeah, it's kind of weird looking back at all these little items and just thinking about how my most important person in my life was part of them, and things are different now, so it's tough. I did not sleep very well last night. I haven't been sleeping well in general. I either have like really weird dreams or really sad dreams, so it makes for fairly non-restful nights. Lately anyways. I think I might have to retire this bag soon though. I noticed as I was opening it that the seal broke. My gimpy hands have trouble opening these bags, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why, but I have a hard time pinching and pulling them properly. I've ripped quite a few of the seals on these bags. I'm pretty sure I was with my mom when I bought this. That's probably why I like it. It's very old. You can see like the entire label is starting to get really, really wrinkled. I think this is from 2017, just before I got into David's Tea. When I got into David's Tea, it was kind of like a snowball rolling down a hill. It started off small and then it got bigger and bigger, and suddenly there was an avalanche. Okay, so we're at 5 minutes of steeping here. I've just been yabbering. It's about -7 today, and it wasn't supposed to be. We're supposed to be in zeros. I think the weatherman is like totally messing with us these days. It needs a bit longer. I guess it needs a 7-minute steep. That's okay. Tonight, my dad and I are going to make poutine and ribs. And we're also going to finish off our last episode of Lost in Space. They waited a couple years to air this new one, so the kid is like large now. He's as tall as the adults, when before he was like this cute little pudgy short kid. But it's the series finale, I think. I don't think they're going to do any more, which is too bad. I kind of enjoyed the show. It was a little repetitive in their story, especially with Dr. Smith. Like, good is good, bad is bad, good, good, bad, good, bad. Anyone catch that reference? Okay, maybe this is ready now, because my coffee break's almost over and I need to get back upstairs and get back to work, figuring out this whole shipping thing. Much better. Okay, that needed a 7-minute steep, I guess. I will be back with tea number 2. See ya soon. I'm back with tea number 2. I decided to skip matcha today. Just not really feeling it for some reason. I'm going to go with chocolate covered strawberry, another favorite. I added in some Campbell's Gold strawberry honey to this one, make it a little bit more strawberry-y. Sometimes I add vanilla. I don't know why I didn't feel like doing that today. Almost done this tin. But as I mentioned before, in my top 10 video, have no fear, I've got this one stockpiled. And I'm pretty sure it's back on the website now anyways. Got my water at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, I'm gonna let this steep and I will come back for a tasting when it's done. Talk to you shortly. This has been steeping for probably closer to 10-15 minutes. Got carried away with work. Okay, I'm just getting packed up now. We're supposed to have a foot of snow and an ice storm. I need a sip of tea. This weather, this year has had such strange weather, ranging from the insane heat wave to the unprecedented raining, which caused flooding here. And now we're getting tons of snow and cold spells that are breaking records. It's really strange because normally we have just rainy winters with very mild temperatures. This snow stuff is getting really old. I've got to run and quickly shovel my driveway before I leave. Hopefully the rest of the day will go smoothly. My brain is spinning a little bit from all the information I've been absorbing today. I guess that's better than being bored. All right, wish me luck. I will see you tomorrow. This is going to be my last tea of the day. I made an extra large one, and there's only so much liquid I can take, or I won't eat food. See you on Thursday, probably at the farm, because if there's an ice storm, I don't think I'll be driving home. Wish me luck. Good morning. We made it to Thursday. I'm at the farm, and good thing I came back here because there was a gigantic dump of snow last night. As usual, I got up early. I think I woke up at 5:15 this morning, and by 6:30 I was outside shoveling snow in the chicken coops. I'm about to start work for the day, so I just want to get my first tea steeping. I'm going for green apple kombucha, a green tea by David's Tea. Get this steeping right away because I don't have much time. I like this tea a lot. It's like a nice green apple flavor. Heated this up to green tea temperature. This is my secondary variable temperature kettle. It used to be at my old job, but when I had to leave that job, I brought it with me. I am using my mom's mug today that my sister got her. Hope that's okay, Jenna. This tea needs 3 to 4 minutes, and I'll be careful about that because I do have a tendency to oversteep this one and make it bitter, and I don't want to do that. So we got another snowstorm here, as I said, but then it was followed by ice rain. So there is a thick layer of crust on top of 8 or 10 inches of snow. It was not as easy to dig out paths for the chickens as it normally is. But I'm glad I came out to the farm. I was worried about my dad having to handle all of it by himself, although he has no trouble doing that. He is such a hard worker. He's outside right now on the tractor clearing the driveway yet again. He even made me breakfast this morning, bacon and a mini egg from the Chicken Palace. Gotta write my tea down in my trusty planner, keeping on top of that. So far, being pretty diligent. You can see I filled out each one. I really like this planner though. I like it way better than the one I had last year. It's got much wider spaces for me to write in, and each month has a tab, which is kind of cool. And then it's got an overall calendar as well at the very beginning, so I will keep track of my tea orders. Okay, we are at 3 minutes, so I'm gonna do a quick taste. Move my mom's little book. What was she reading? Oh, Pilgrim's Progress. It's hard to move things in the house because you always think, oh, my mom put that there. Let's see if this is ready or if it needs one more minute. I think it's ready. 3 minutes seemed to work today. I must have put enough tea. It tastes more green tea than it does apple. Maybe I just didn't get enough apple in the scoop. This tea is the very, very first tea that I ever got as a takeaway tea at David's Tea. I was at work and I got an email that said I got a free tea of the day in store. So I made some excuse that I had an appointment and I met my mom down at David's Tea. And I got my to-go tea and we bought some sale teas. That's when she bought Deep Blue Spirulina. That was her favorite one. She loved to mix it with everything. And then I also bought Glitter and Gold that day and discovered that I hated it. Someday I will do a tasting of Glitter and Gold for you so you can watch me taste the tea that I hate. I went off of the reviews online and everyone said how much they loved it, and I didn't know that they had reblended it. So I got the new blend, which everybody apparently hated, and I bought like a full bag, like this size bag filled to the brim. I've drank it twice, was miserable both times, so I gave it to my mom to share with her friends. They didn't like it either, so I took it back because I do want to film that eventually. All right, I gotta get to work. My work day is about to start. I will see you for tea number 2 later. I'm back with tea number 2 for today. It's gonna be Happy Kombucha. You can see my mom open this one. She would rip the bags. I always cut them. I loved buying tea for her. It was so fun for me. I'm gonna get the steeping right away because this is a 4 to 5 minute steep. Love the smell of this one. I'm so happy they re-released it. There we go. I heated my water up to 194 degrees Fahrenheit. I guess I'm all about the kombucha today. First green apple kombucha and now Happy Kombucha. In both of them, I used Campbell's Gold Creamed Wildflower Honey. I bought this for my mom, Christmas 2020. You can see a little sticker for her with an old truck on it. She loved old trucks. She had a 53 Chevy. I had planned to film a tea video in it this summer. I just never got around to it. Happy Kombucha was one of my top 10 most reached for teas of 2021. If you watched that video, I really like this one. I typically like to blend it with mango fruit punch. I'm pretty sure I've said that before. I do like half and half. It really enhances the sweetness. This tea also gives me a really, really good jump of energy. And it's an oolong. I like pretty much all of David's Tea's oolong blends. My sister-in-law just sent me one of their newer oolongs. I think it's called Silver Bell. And it's a milk-based oolong, which I've never tried before. So I'm really excited to try that one. Let's see if the tea's ready yet. Yep. 4 minutes was sufficient for this one. I'm missing my mango fruit punch in it though. It makes it just a little bit more mango-y. Because there is mango in this blend, mango and pineapple, just like mango fruit punch. Hence the reason I like to fuse them together. I suppose I will see you this afternoon if I reach for an afternoon cup of tea. Probably will. It's really, really cold today. It's like -7, and again, they didn't call for that. Been living in a weird world where no weatherman ever gets anything right anymore. Maybe see you later. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm back with one final tea of the day. I decided to go for one more, and that is gonna be cinnamon rooibos chai. It's lunchtime, so I just felt like I needed one more thing to sip on while I finish up my workday. I'm only gonna do 1 tea bag. I'm pretty sure David's Tea reduced the amount of tea that they put in their tea bags, because if you don't use 2 of these in a 16-ounce Nordic mug, you get really, really weak tea. So I'm gonna use a smaller cup and just 1 bag. I heated my water up to 194. You can do a rolling boil for this one, but I like to drink my tea faster. With cinnamon rooibos chai, I pretty much leave the tea bag in the whole time. It smells so good. If you ever drink this loose leaf, I would recommend doing a scoop of cinnamon rooibos chai and a scoop of peppermint amore. It almost tastes like cinnamon when you do that, which was one of my very favorite teas by David's Tea. It actually is the one that got me hooked on them because I drank it so much. I was so shocked when they discontinued it. I didn't know that teas got discontinued. I was so new to the world of loose leaf tea. I just thought once it was there, it would always be there. I have one bag left of cinnamon that I'm too afraid to open because I would be too sad if I never got to sip it again, even though I kind of make it myself with this combo. This is a cute little mushroom mug. It was my mom's. I love this mug. I really got into mushroom hunting this fall. I don't know why. I think my mom would have really enjoyed doing that too. I found so many varieties in our forest. I think I counted like 24. I joined some mushroom identification pages on Facebook. Although people talk about eating them a lot on there, I'm personally not into eating food I find in the woods when I'm a novice like I am. Here in British Columbia, we have some of the world's most poisonous mushrooms. We have the death cap, which was actually discovered here in my hometown in the late 90s. And we have one called the funeral bell, which I found in the forest. And I posted a picture of it on the identification page and someone was like, delicious fried in butter. Everybody freaked out. They're like, are you trying to kill her? So yes, I will not be listening to Facebook people on which wild mushrooms I should eat because I don't want to die a horrible, painful death because apparently death by mushroom is not very comfortable. I think this is cooled off enough for me to taste it. Delicious as always. All right, I'm gonna go eat my lunch now and get back to the grind. I probably won't see you again because I highly doubt I'm gonna reach for a nighttime tea tonight, but you never know. So if I don't see you again today, I will see you tomorrow morning. Well, it's Friday and we are having an insane ice storm, so we actually have no power. I have a light shining on me because my mom was super smart and she bought these light bulbs that charge when they're plugged in and continue to work when the power goes out. Normally they're plugged into lights, but I wanted one shining on me this way, so I set it up with the little holder that it comes with. I am probably only gonna do 1 cup of tea today because I had to use the barbecue to heat my water. And I'm gonna go with a favorite, English toffee. Nice and cozy, lots of caffeine. Get this steeping right away. I love the smell of this one. I've got my pot of water. Let's see if I can pour this in without scalding myself. Oops. Slight fail. I'll let that steep for a few minutes here. I had a feeling the power was going to go out, so when I got up, I started working at 6 in the morning, so at least I blasted out a solid 3 hours of work before I lost my power. But ice is encasing everything. We had this happen once before, well, probably more than once before, but once in recent history. It was about 5 years ago, and it happened on moving day for me. It was a nightmare. I moved into an apartment complex and it had a giant overhang. The movers managed to get everything in, and my mom was helping me get unpacked, and then all of a sudden, it went from an ice storm to an epic ice storm. The entire world got totally covered in ice. Trees were demolished, roads were closed. My mom ended up getting stuck in Chilliwack with me for like 3 days. It was really special. Glad I got to have that with her. Luckily, I didn't lose power at my apartment in Chilliwack, so my mom and I were able to binge watch shows. We ordered Chinese food takeout. We walked down to the grocery store and loaded up on food for ourselves, and it was just really fun. But unfortunately, here at the farm, they all lost power, so they were here with no power for 4 days while we were living the fancy life. Plus, we had so much fun watching out the window because I had never really lived in a city before. Everywhere I've lived has always been very private, so you didn't have like a whole bunch of funny stuff happening out your window. I keep hearing things fall. It's very scary. All the fencing around the chicken coop is completely encased. Power just came back on. Thankfully. Okay, well, that means I can go back to work. That's good news. Can you believe it? Well, I yabbered a lot, so I think my tea is ready. I love English toffee. So far, I'm not really going outside of my top 10 favorites of 2021. I've pretty much drank all my top 10 favorites of 2021 this week. Always cozy and delicious. I hope you enjoyed watching Teas I Drink in a Week. I'm gonna try to do these more often, especially while I'm working full-time from home, because it's easy enough to sit down for your coffee break and film your little tea video. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.